The air buzzed with anticipation as Jack Firestorm Thompson adjusted his chef's hat, staring down at the cauldron of his infamous Inferno chili. The Intergalactic Chili Festival was in full swing, and stalls from every corner of the galaxy lined the neutral space station's vast market hall. Alien scents mingled with familiar ones, creating a sensory overload that only added to the electric atmosphere. Jack's mentor, Maria Rodriguez, stood beside him, her eyes twinkling with pride and a hint of worry. "Jack, remember, it's not just about the heat, it's about the heart. Show them what humans are made of." Jack nodded, determination etched on his face. "I won't let you down, Maria. This chili is our legacy." As the competition's start loomed, alien competitors prepared their own concoctions. Zorg, a hulking being from Planet X with 3 stomachs, boasted loudly about his physiological advantage. Beside him, Lila, a graceful alien from the ice world, casually froze her tongue, confident in her ability to withstand the heat. Jack took a deep breath, glancing around. His eyes landed on Xylo, an enigmatic alien with a sleek, iridescent skin. Xylo caught his gaze and nodded, a silent acknowledgement of mutual respect and the challenge ahead. The announcer's voice boomed through the hall, signaling the start. "Ladies and gentlemen, beings of all species, the intergalactic chili eating competition begins now." Jack and the other competitors took their seats at the long, ornate table. The first spoonful of Inferno chili made contact, and chaos erupted. Zorg's 3 stomachs reacted violently, causing him to inflate like a balloon, much to the crowd's amusement. Lila's icy exterior quickly melted into a puddle of sweat as she struggled to maintain her composure. Jack's own body felt like it was on fire, but he pushed through, his mind focused on Maria's words. The crowd's roars blurred into a cacophony as he locked eyes with Xylo again. The alien's expression was one of intense concentration, a mirror of Jack's own determination. One by one, competitors dropped out, clutching their throats and reaching for water. Amidst the chaos, Jack's strategy of pacing himself paid off. He kept his movements measured, his breathing steady, despite the inferno raging inside him. As the final round approached, only a handful remained. Jack, Xylo, and a few other hardy beings. The tension was palpable, every breath and effort against the burning sensation that threatened to overwhelm them. In a dramatic moment, Xylo faltered, his eyes watering. But instead of quitting, he reached over and offered Jack a small, respectful nod. It was a gesture of camaraderie, of shared struggle, and Jack felt a surge of renewed energy. With one final, agonizing bite, Jack stood, the last man standing. The crowd erupted into applause, and Maria's prideful smile was worth every fiery second. Xylo, though defeated, approached Jack, extending a hand. "You've earned my respect, human. Let's make something even greater together." Jack clasped Xylo's hand, feeling the weight of victory and the beginning of a new friendship. "Agreed, my friend. Together, we'll spice up the galaxy." The festival hall was a blur of vibrant colors and jubilant sounds as the story of Jack's triumph began to spread. In that moment, under the blazing lights and amidst the cheers, Jack knew this was just the beginning. The legacy of the Inferno chili was now a legend, and the future promised even greater culinary adventures. The cheers of the crowd still echoed in Jack's ears as he walked through the bustling corridors of the space station, his victory a fresh memory. His body ached from the intense heat of the Inferno chili, but the pride in Maria's eyes made it all worthwhile. Xylo walked beside him, the alien's iridescent skin shimmering under the artificial lights. "You really pushed your limits back there, human?" Xylo said, his voice resonant and calm. "I respect that." Jack nodded, a tired but satisfied smile on his face. "Thanks, Xylo. It was tough, but worth it." Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden commotion from a nearby stall. A group of aliens had gathered, their voices raised in a heated debate. Jack and Xylo exchanged glances and moved closer to investigate. At the center of the commotion stood a tall, imposing alien with vibrant red scales. His eyes burned with anger as he confronted a smaller, jittery alien. You think your spices can match ours? Pathetic. The smaller alien, clearly intimidated, stammered a response. I was just trying to share my culture's flavors. I meant no offense. Jack stepped forward, his voice steady and authoritative. Hey, everyone has a right to share their food here. This festival is about unity, not division. The red-scaled alien turned his fiery gaze on Jack, sizing him up. And who are you to interfere? Xylo placed a calming hand on Jack's shoulder, speaking to the aggressive alien. This is Jack Thompson, the winner of the chili competition. His opinion carries weight here. The tension in the air was palpable, but the mention of Jack's victory seemed to cool the hostility. The red-scaled alien huffed and backed down, muttering under his breath. The smaller alien gave Jack a grateful nod before retreating into the crowd. Thanks for stepping in, Jack said to Xylo as they continued walking. I guess winning has its perks. Xylo chuckled. Indeed, but it also means you have a responsibility. You're a symbol of unity now. Jack pondered Xylo's words as they approached Maria's stall. Maria was busy preparing a new batch of chili, her focus intense. She looked up as they arrived, a warm smile spreading across her face. Jack, Xylo, good to see you both, she greeted them, wiping her hands on her apron. How are you feeling, Jack? A bit sore, but I'll live, Jack replied. We've got a new problem, though. There's tension brewing among the competitors. We need to keep things peaceful. Maria's expression grew serious. You're right. This festival is meant to bring us together. We can't let rivalry ruin it. As they discussed ways to promote unity, an announcement blared through the station's speakers. Attention, all festival participants. A special event will be held in 1 hour at the Central Plaza. Attendance is mandatory. Jack exchanged a curious glance with Maria and Xylo. I wonder what that's about. Xylo's eyes narrowed. Let's hope it's something that fosters cooperation, not more competition. With a sense of anticipation, they made their way to the Central Plaza. The crowd had already begun to gather, the atmosphere thick with curiosity and a hint of apprehension. Jack's mind raced with possibilities, but he knew one thing for certain. The next hour would be crucial for the future of the festival. As the crowd settled, the station's administrator, a dignified being with silver skin and a commanding presence, stepped onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed beings from across the galaxy, we have an important announcement. The crowd hushed, all eyes on the administrator. Jack felt a shiver of anticipation run down his spine. Whatever was coming next, it was bound to be significant. Due to recent tensions, we are introducing a new event, the administrator continued. An interspecies culinary collaboration. Teams will be formed across different cultures to create a dish that represents unity and cooperation. Jack's heart skipped a beat. This was exactly what they needed. He glanced at Xylo and Maria, who both nodded in agreement. The real challenge was just beginning, and Jack knew he had to rise to the occasion once more. The administrator's voice echoed in the plaza, setting the stage for the next phase of the festival. Let the interspecies culinary collaboration begin. The Central Plaza buzzed with excitement as teams began to form for the interspecies culinary collaboration. Jack felt a surge of energy as he looked around, taking in the diverse array of beings preparing to cook together. The administrator's announcement had set the stage for an unprecedented event, one that could either unite or divide the participants further. Maria, ever the strategist, quickly pulled Jack aside. We need to find teammates who complement our skills. Look for those with unique culinary traditions. This is our chance to showcase true unity. Jack nodded, scanning the crowd. His eyes landed on Xylo, who was already making his way over. Looks like we have our first teammate, Jack said, smiling. Xylo's iridescent skin shimmered with enthusiasm. I've gathered some unique ingredients from my home planet. Together, we can create something extraordinary. As they discussed their strategy, a tall, willowy figure approached. It was Lila, her icy demeanor now replaced with a determined look. I'd like to join your team. My people have techniques that can balance heat with coolness. We could create a dish that represents harmony. Maria's eyes sparkled with approval. Welcome, Lila. Let's show them what true collaboration looks like. The diverse team quickly got to work, each member bringing their unique strengths to the table. Jack took charge of the base ingredients, carefully blending spices to create a robust flavor profile. Xylo added exotic herbs and spices that brought an otherworldly depth to the dish, while Lila used her cryogenic abilities to perfectly temper the heat, creating a delightful balance. The sensory overload of the plaza was intense. The air was filled with a myriad of smells, from sweet to savory, and the clatter of utensils was a constant background noise. The vibrant colors of alien produce and the steady hum of chatter created an atmosphere of bustling creativity. As the clock ticked down, tension mounted. Jack's focus sharpened, his movements precise and deliberate. He glanced at his teammates, each absorbed in their task, and felt a surge of pride. This was more than just a cooking competition. It was a testament to what could be achieved when differences were embraced. Just as they were putting the finishing touches on their dish, a loud crash echoed across the plaza. Jack turned to see Zorg, the hulking alien from Planet X, furiously arguing with his team. Pots and pans lay scattered around them, their dish a ruined mess. Jack felt a pang of sympathy. Despite Zorg's earlier hostility, no one deserved to have their hard work go to waste. He exchanged a quick glance with Maria and Xylo, who nodded in agreement. Zorg, Jack called out, stepping forward. Why don't you join us? We could use your strength and unique perspective. Zorg looked taken aback, his eyes wide with surprise. After a moment's hesitation, he grumbled, Fine, but don't think this means I've gone soft. The team quickly incorporated Zorg, his powerful hands deftly helping to blend and mix. The final moments were a blur of activity, but as the buzzer sounded, they stepped back to admire their creation. A vibrant, harmonious dish that combined the best of their worlds. The administrator approached, her silver skin gleaming under the plaza lights. She took a bite, her expression shifting from curiosity to delight. This is remarkable. You've truly embodied the spirit of this festival. The crowd erupted in applause, and Jack felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This wasn't just a victory for their team, but a triumph for unity and collaboration. As the cheers died down, Jack knew this moment would be the cornerstone of a new era of interspecies cooperation. Xylo clapped Jack on the back, his eyes bright with pride. We did it, Jack. Together, we've created something unforgettable. Jack smiled, looking around at his teammates. This is just the beginning. Who knows what we can achieve next? As the festival continued, the newly formed friendships and alliances promised a future filled with shared adventures and culinary innovations. The fires of competition had given way to the warmth of camaraderie, setting the stage for endless possibilities. The Central Plaza, once a place of rivalry, now stood as a testament to the power of unity, with Jack and his team at the heart of this transformative journey. The energy in the Central Plaza was electric as Jack and his team stood before their completed dish. The harmonious blend of ingredients from across the galaxy represented their collective effort and shared vision. Jack's heart pounded with anticipation, knowing that this moment would define their journey. The administrator's announcement rang through the air, silencing the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed beings, we have witnessed remarkable collaboration today. Now, let us see which team has best embodied the spirit of unity. Maria squeezed Jack's shoulder. You've got this, Jack. We've all worked hard for this moment. Jack nodded, feeling the weight of their expectations and the pride of their accomplishments. As the judges approached, he took a deep breath, the spicy aroma of their dish filling his senses. The judges, a diverse group representing various species, began their tasting. Their expressions ranged from curiosity to delight, each bite revealing a new layer of flavor and cultural fusion. The crowd watched in hushed anticipation, every eye fixed on the judges. Xylo leaned in, his voice a whisper. No matter what happens, Jack, we've already won. Look around, we've brought everyone together. Jack glanced at the crowd, seeing the smiles and conversations sparked by their collaboration. He knew Xylo was right. This was more than a competition. It was a celebration of diversity and unity. The head judge, an elder with a shimmering blue crest, stepped forward. Her voice carried a tone of reverence. Today, we have tasted dishes that transcend mere sustenance. They are symbols of what we can achieve together. However, one dish stood out for its creativity, balance, and the spirit of collaboration. The crowd leaned in, the tension palpable. The winning team is Jack Thompson and his collaborators. The plaza erupted into cheers. Jack's team embraced, their joy uncontainable. Jack felt a surge of pride as Maria hugged him tightly, her eyes shining with tears. "You did it, Jack. You've shown everyone what's possible." As they stood on the stage, the head judge presented them with a gleaming trophy. This award represents more than just culinary excellence. It is a testament to the power of unity and cooperation. May it inspire all of us to work together for a brighter future. Jack accepted the trophy, feeling its weight as a symbol of their journey. He stepped to the microphone, his voice strong and clear. "This isn't just a win for us. It's a win for every being who believes in the power of coming together. Let's continue to share our cultures, our stories, and our hearts. Together, we can achieve anything." The crowd's applause was thunderous, a wave of sound that echoed through the plaza. As the celebration continued, Jack looked around at his teammates, Maria, Xylo, Lila, and even Zorg. They had all come together, overcoming their differences to create something beautiful. Later that evening, under the star-filled sky of the space station, Jack and his team gathered for a quiet moment of reflection. The air was cool, filled with the distant hum of the festival winding down. Xylo raised a glass. To unity and new beginnings. They clinked glasses, the sound a delicate chime in the night. Jack felt a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. This was just the beginning of their journey. A journey that promised more adventures, more challenges, and more opportunities to bring beings together. As they sat together, sharing stories and laughter, Jack knew that the spirit of the Intergalactic Chili Festival would live on in their hearts. They had proven that no matter how vast the universe, unity and collaboration could bridge any divide. With a final glance at the stars, Jack smiled. The future was bright, and he was ready to embrace it with his newfound friends by his side. Together, they would continue to spice up the galaxy, one dish at a time.